think our focus markets in the region, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, large populations, a number of emerging consumers coming out of poverty, beginning to build productive assets, beginning to try to get children educated, to buy homes, to begin to set up small businesses. And in many of these cases, the existing large financial infrastructure doesn't know how to deal with them. It doesn't know how to do credit assessments for them. It doesn't know how to provide them access to savings. It doesn't have insurance products which are really relevant and tailored to that population set. So there's this enormous opportunity which we believe can and needs to be served by commercial capital. You need to do it on a commercial basis, and you need to then work with companies who are approaching it with that mindset of offering products which are valuable to those consumers, targeted for them, work for them, at economics which are sustainable for that consumer set. And very often those companies have to have scale.
A typical customer is someone who is underbanked or unbanked, in the country at this point of time. As you look at the data in the country, roughly about 45 to 50% people have bank accounts, and even in that, the credit percentage to those borrowers is very shallow, to the order of 15% or 20%. They really do not have access to credit. So when we do banking, we are trying to touch the remaining 50%, and within this 50%, try and increase the banking products to the customers. We have reached a point where we are among a very limited set of banks which can open a customer account paperless in about 15 or 20 minutes, right down to taking the customer to do an internet banking activation and a mobile app activation, which most of the banks in the country can't do today.
Fincare has been exemplary in pushing technology in terms of how they work with consumers.
So by the end of the year, Fincare Small Finance Bank will have operational 500 banking outlets. We had interest from a fair degree of diversified shareholders or investors, but I don't think we had an investor of the kind of LeapFrog. And the reason I say that is that LeapFrog is the only investor that we have among our investor set which does impact investing and does it with commercial interest, because like we do business for commercial interest, but we like our double bottom line impact along with it.
That's really, I think, the reason why we are investors in Fincare, because that matches so well with our financial inclusion focus. I think Fincare is the first bank we've invested in across our entire portfolio, and we are very proud to be part of, because there were a lot of investors trying to get into the subscription when they were doing their equity round last year. So being part of that sort of an institution in the Indian context for us was a great adventure.
The second part that we are a strong beneficiaries of this investment and this partnership is that LeapFrog's investments in India or outside India, and namely in Africa, are in companies which are in very similar spaces, which are bottom of the pyramid, the base of the pyramid, or the mass segment, and they're trying to tackle through some of exactly the same issues, which are people issues, which are customer issues, which are technology issues, and there's a huge degree of commonality of thought process that we can sort of benefit from. So for us, the LeapFrog investment is a combination of the impact investing and the whole relationship benefit that we get overall across the world in terms of businesses which are doing something very similar and are able to learn from them and benefit from it.